guys, it's Caden. Welcome to another Autism Digest interview, where today we have an individual who I'm really excited to talk to. You might know him from such hits as 100 Years and Superman, and both of which are staples in the American Songbook. Or if you're into animated movies, you might have heard his songs in a little baseball film with Robin Williams called, I think it's called Catch or something. It's been a while since I've watched that movie. Or you might have heard All I Know in Chicken Little, which is how I found out about him, mistaking him for Chris Cornell. He is John Ondrasik, aka Five for Fighting. Thanks for coming on, John.
Caden, great to be with you. And I'll take the Chris Cornell comparison any day. One of my favorite singers of all times.
He's my favorite too. I grew up on a lot of grunge music. All right, let's do this. I think a lot of people might remember, yeah, it doesn't get bigger than having one of the top songs in the 21st century with 100 Years. But for those that may not know you, do you mind summarizing a bit of your story in your own words?
Sure, yeah. From Los Angeles. My mother is a piano teacher. She was a piano major at USC, and my father was an astrophysicist, which is very interesting. And she started me very young at the piano, 2, 3 years old, to give me kind of the ability to play if I wanted to the rest of my life. And at 13 years old, she was very wise, and I didn't really want to practice. So she said, okay, go do what you want to do. And I just started writing songs, and I loved writing songs. It was kind of my childhood passion, and I've been blessed to do that for the rest of my life. So it's been a really cool career, and I've met amazing people and gone to amazing places. And the other song that folks may know is a song called Superman that was actually embraced quite a bit by the autism community. So it's really wonderful to talk to you, and I have a lot of great memories working with Autism Speaks and other organizations to support the autism community.
The pleasure is mine. And I was going to ask you about any personal experiences you've had with autism, but you answered that beautifully. So now I can ask you, how do you think the lyrics of Superman specifically can relate to the autism community? And why do you think that song specifically is a bit of an anthem for that community?
Well, I think, Superman, everybody kind of finds a way to relate to it because of the lyric, it's not easy to be me, right? It's not easy to be all of us, we're human. And I think that song really talks about the innate humanity that's in all of us. I did hear from many families that, Superman was a song that would help their children fall asleep. They would play it for them at night, whether they were autistic or not. And I think it was something that just kind of embraced the reality and the blessing and the challenge of the autism community. And I had a website called What Kind of World Do You Want, where we would raise funds for various charities that were close to my heart. That autism was one of those. My project manager, actually at Columbia Records, had an autistic child, so I kind of saw very closely as I said, the love and the challenges that go along with the incredible autism community. I've met so many wonderful autistic people like you. I remember I met a young boy who was probably about 12 years old who was struggling. He was pretty far on the spectrum, and he walked up to me, and his parents said, that's the Superman guy. And he looked me right in the eye, and he sang the whole song right to me, a foot from my face. And I saw instantly how much music can matter to the autism community. And it was, again, I've had a lot of experiences in my life, but that one I'll never forget. It was almost spiritual. And again, so I think, music can help all of us in so many different ways. But I think particularly in the autism community, it has found a resonance, and I think it will continue to.
I absolutely agree. I've been obsessed with listening to the latest music since I was 12 years old. It's definitely impacted my life. And I really like what you said about that lyric specifically, it's not easy to be me. That could definitely be applied to anyone, really. I absolutely agree with that. Which leads to my next question for you. You're involved tremendously with several advocacy and humanitarian efforts. How do you think music could be used as a form of social justice when advocating for a cause?
You know, music is very unique in that it can break barriers, it can break through walls. Um, I've been involved, as you mentioned, in rescuing people from Afghanistan after the withdrawal, going to Ukraine and supporting the Ukrainian people and making a video in a Ukrainian airport that was blown up by Putin. I've been recently involved advocating for many of the hostage families after October 7th. And the unique thing about music is we live in such a tribal world and everybody has, such kind of in-depth, kind of opinions. Music is a way that we can speak to each other. It allows people to listen in a way they wouldn't if I was giving you a speech or lecturing you or writing an op-ed. It touches the heart, which opens the mind. So I think music is the way that we address many of these issues around the world. If we don't have the arts in kind of fighting this war for civilization that I like to call it, I think we're going to lose. So again, music is that kind of peace offering. If I sing you a song about something, you may not necessarily agree with me, but you'll listen. And the same goes for me. If somebody kind of sings or writes a song about something that maybe I don't agree with, I'll listen, and maybe that leads to a conversation. So I think music's always been that way. If you look back at history, you see the music of the civil rights era. It kind of marks that time. So I think a lot of folks don't necessarily understand that in politics. And I actually just gave a speech in Las Vegas at a big convention last weekend, basically talking about this, how music has to be part of our culture, but also our conversation. So that's a long answer to your question, but I truly believe it.
And it's a good one. I love that one point you made. Music has been used to advocate for a cause for generations, going back to the 20s with the blues. I actually talked with John Lee Hooker's daughter recently, and she said the exact same thing. It's been around for generations, and it's important, especially in today's divided society, that we continue utilizing it as a way to unite each other. We don't have the same things we agree upon, but we at least have good music and using that as a way to not judge each other by standards. Which leads to my next question for you. What's your advice to anyone, neurodivergent or not, that wants to make it in the music industry?
Well, before I do that, I just want to say that was a beautiful answer that you gave. I think that was, well said. And I wish everybody could articulate that as well as you, my friend. But to your question about, the music industry for people aspiring to do this, things have changed a lot since Superman was a hit song in 2000. Um, of course, we have the internet, we have YouTube. Um, Back in the day, you basically needed a record company to get heard. You needed to get on the radio to get heard, which cost a lot of money and also kind of really limited the people that had access to the rest of us. And I think in this day and age, with social media and YouTube, anybody can be heard. Anybody can be found. Anybody can build a platform, build a career, build a brand without the necessity of a record company. So that's the exciting part. The other side of it is for many years, once streaming started, it was actually very hard to make a living at this because, the cost of a record used to sell for $10. A song is basically free. So how do you monetize it? But that's caught up too. So it's a really good time to be a musician. I always say there's three things you have to do. You have to write a lot of songs. You have to learn how to record your own songs and produce your own songs, which with technology today you can do on your laptop. And the hardest thing to do, and perhaps the most important, is to perform live. Because when you perform live, you learn a lot about your songs. Typically, when you write your songs, your family will love your songs, your friends will love your songs. My mom always loved my songs, whether they were good or not. But when you perform live, you really learn what you have, what you need to work on, and build that long-term career. And I also say, particularly to younger folks like you, in this day and age, everybody wants it now. They're like, if I'm not a superstar by 23, I failed. That's crazy. I didn't have a hit song till I was 30 years old, and this is a journey. This is a marathon, and it is also a joy. Make sure that you don't forget the joy you have for creating music, collaborating, performing, listening. So I would just say to young artists, do the work. A lot of it has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with relationships, building your brand, all the things that go into any business, but also enjoy it and love it. It's if you have the passion for it, don't lose that. So that would be my suggestion for any artist, or frankly anybody in any artistic field.
I definitely like that. I'm searching for a job for after graduation currently, and I definitely like what you said about how it's not necessarily about skills or capabilities, but it's who you know. Oh, because that's true, not just with music and art, but with any industry. It's all about networking. My last question for it is apart from your tour, or what does the future hold for you? Do you have anything you want to promote?
Well, that's very nice of you. I just this week finished my last tour of 2025. Our string quartet tour wrapped up. I have a few one-offs that I'll be doing, but I also have another side of my life. We have a family business, and I spend a lot of time working there. We make shopping carts. If you shop at Costco, you use our shopping cart. So I have a life outside of music that takes up a lot of my time. And also, when you kind of do all these things around the world, and you're on tour, you don't have as much time with your family as you like. So I'm looking forward to the holidays, watching some football, working out a little bit, and kind of just enjoying the beautiful family that I'm blessed to have, and also talking to friends like you, buddy. So I hope you also have a wonderful holiday season, and keep inspiring people with everything you do every day. And please be my guest at a concert one day with your family. I would love to host you.
Absolutely. And think you played Menor recently. I'm in Painesville. Oh, I also, if you're ever in Painesville or Menor again, I would definitely love to come to one of your shows. Anyways, that's going to do it for this interview, guys. Thank you so much to John for coming on and sharing his story. If you guys want to see more amazing interviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Autism Digest channel. And Hard November issue just came out. It looks a little something like this. If you want to get your copy today, go to autismdigest.com and stay tuned for the audio file of this interview to be posted on our Spotify. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.